Hi guys, welcome back to the Fur Coat No Knickers podcast. Today I have Farmer Michael and Kathleen on. So Stevo and Sinead is their real names. They shot to fame with their comedy sketches, and I suppose the whole conversation is about how fame isn't really what it seems. But they love it anyway. So they were great crack, and I hope you enjoy. So, Stevo, Sinead.
Hi.
Hello.
How are we?
Good.
We're good.
Thank you for having us.
Ah, Jesus, thanks.
We're in
for
Limerick,
coming
so I
on.
was thinking of bringing a stab-proof vest, but let's
Well,
not go there.
you know
again.
what? I have one in the back, just in case you need it.
The last time we done
We
a
did
video
that.
about coming to Limerick, I got death threats.
Did you?
Yeah.
It was great.
What did you say? What
I
did you
just
say?
mentioned the knife thing.
Yeah.
And I got death threats, so people were asking me was I going to cancel the show, so I did the
They're
opposite.
fairly serious,
I came
so.
down and wore a stab-proof vest and had an imitation AK-47.
Did you actually?
Well, it wasn't a
Yeah.
stab-proof vest, it was
A
horse,
horse
horse
riding
riding
vest.
back protector.
But it's still protected. It's still protected from a blade, as far as I know.
Well,
So
you know, I think actually on that, like I suppose there is a lot of stigma around it in
of
Limerick.
course, yeah.
You know, and I suppose
Well, we wouldn't be Farmer Michael and Kathleen if we didn't
Yeah.
Take
take fun
piss
of
out of
that.
it. Yeah.
Michael plays on stereotypes,
Yeah.
and people from outside Limerick, when they thought of Limerick like 10, 15
Yeah.
years ago, they thought of that.
That's
so
exactly
Michael
it,
lives
yeah.
in the past, so he has to bring that up. You can't, like, what else was he going to mention? You know?
yeah, of course. And
It was just-
so with that, so you guys play on stereotypes, yeah? And I know that you had, I think you were driving in the car past the Queen's house.
Yeah.
A few weeks
The
ago?
Houses of Parliament.
How's the Parliament?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, do you get any backlash from that then?
No, not
No,
for that,
that
one.
one
'Cause-
was fairly positive.
It was tense at the
considering-
time because the armed police started moving towards us.
And it was
So
just
those-
after the time they had that terrorist attack on the
shit,
bridge.
okay.
So when they see like crazy people in a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was 15 years ago. We would have been questioned
Yeah.
as Republicans without a doubt.
Really?
Oh yeah.
And like, has there been anything in particular that you've went out and said and you got severe backlash from? What was the worst?
The disabled video.
Disabled
I
parking.
think.
Where I
Okay,
said
what
that
happened in that?
Disabled
Just
people
for-
should be kept in homes and shouldn't be allowed out because I don't want to have to see them.
But
But
it was
that was-
for,
So Farmer Michael said this?
Yeah, but that was the opinion of people in the 50s and 60s.
Okay, okay.
But
I
the
said that-
context of the video was for Make Way Day. So
Okay.
it's like a day
We
every
were asked to
year
do it by
that
the Disability Federation of Ireland to like
You
know,
were
people
asked to
park
do
on-
it?
Yeah, by them.
Okay.
You know, people
highlighting people
on
parking on disabled
footpaths
spots.
and-
Yeah,
I
yeah.
pulled in and Kathleen goes, "You can't park here, Michael. It's a disabled spot." And I go, "I have hazard lights. That's the internet." And I even done this in the video.
Yeah.
That's the international symbol for I'll park where I fucking like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then people are
just-
saying stuff like, "I hope you never end up in a wheelchair."
Yeah, my
and all
daughter
this.
has
And he's
MS
like,
and I'm going to
"Bitch,
fucking
I
punch
am."
you in the face. And then people started saying, "But he's disabled himself." And I was like, "But that's beside the point."
Yeah,
Yeah.
doesn't
I'm
matter.
still fighting
We're still
your
making
battle.
a point.
Exactly, yeah.
And then I got a lot of apologies later, and then this Disability Federation of Ireland gave us a big plaque of all the positive comments that came.
Oh,
So that
that's
was nice,
really
so-
nice. Okay.
Oh,
So do you think that the people that were saying how dare you and this, they didn't realise that you had a disability yourself?
well, not even that. I think
Or-
they didn't realize
They
the
thought I was
satire that
slagging
was in the
disabled
video
people.
Okay.
or the
okay.
message that was.
Because
getting
like, I can understand the emotion. Like, I have a brother with special needs, but like
Mm-hmm.
my dad is obviously a grown man and wouldn't start ranting on Facebook. But they just seen a clip of the video or seconds of the video
Yeah,
and just
yeah,
like
yeah.
my daughter
Didn't
had-"
take the time.
And I can understand that because emotionally, that they're strained and
Yeah.
trying to get services in this godforsaken shit all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
So you can understand that they're just like you're touching a nerve. And
Of course, yeah.
But then at the other side of the coin, you're fighting their battle, and it kind of felt like a slight on me, like giving, geez, I'm doing this for a good cause, and I'm getting attacked by the very people I'm trying to help.
Yeah.
So obviously, and then when I was planning the one, we done one about Down syndrome children,
Okay.
because
Oh,
I said
yeah.
I had to do it because my brother
Yeah.
has a
Down
learning
syndrome
disability,
day.
Yeah.
and yeah, it was for World Down Syndrome Day, and the title was like, even people with Down syndrome can be cons. So I was
I
figuring,
love it, though.
figuring that was
That's
going to be
cool.
taken really, really wrongly, but it wasn't. It was,
Yeah.
they got it, and
Yeah.
I even got an invite to like Galway Down Syndrome Day. And
That's
everything, and
amazing.
it was like, it was
My
great.
cousin, she's Down syndrome, and honestly, she is just like that. She can have her straps, and she knows how to get what she wants.
Oh yeah, my brother Jamie is a manipulative
yeah.
little shit. Like, he
Knows
can play it.
exactly
He'll
how
have
to get.
He has seizures and he knows he can get off school.
Yeah.
Sometimes he doesn't have a seizure, but he'll go, "Dad, I think I had a little seizure during the night," to know he could get off school. Like,
But
Yeah.
even when he does have his seizures and he'll come out of it, and within like 10 seconds he goes, "I guess I won't have to go to school tomorrow."
Yeah,
like, okay.
yeah. And a Caesar da.
And how old is he?
26.
26. Yeah, my cousin.
But
she's
he's like
30.
he's 10.
Yeah.
You know, he's always the little
Well,
kid. Like.
For us, we still have Christmas in our house because
Yeah.
Rachel, my
Same
cousin,
with us, yeah, and I love
the
that.
excitement
I love that.
of it, like, you know.
Yeah, that
and then
Santa
some
still
of
comes
the
from, like.
some of the comments that you throw, like, you know, at her, like, I think my aunt, she's very eccentric, let's say, and she called her a lesbian one day, right? Like, that's just not okay.
Yeah.
And she knew what it meant, and she lost her shit, like.
Yeah.
So there's this ongoing joke in
I'm
her
always
family.
driving around with Jamie in the car.
Rachel, you're a lesbian. That's not okay, but
Yeah.
it's so funny,
Yeah.
like.
I'm always driving around the car and we're listening to rap songs, and like Jamie will be rapping along and he'll say a certain word in a song, like bitch.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And he goes, sorry, don't tell Noel. And I'm like, Jamie's. And he like, he's musical, like,
Genius.
savant. Like, he will know the lyrics to songs I didn't even know he could have known.
Isn't it amazing?
And things like that. And he listens to like the weird, like Russian Soviet march songs.
Are you
like, just
serious?
everything. Yeah, just everything.
Isn't
and if he
that
gets
incredible?
obsessed with one song, then he'll watch all the different versions of it,
Yeah.
and then he'll start watching it in different languages.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's-
her little obsession is her Nintendo and her iPad and stuff. And like, my aunt has converted the house so that they have their bedroom, and she doesn't have to go up the stairs and stuff. And what she does is she, like, every single night now, she'll be like, pretend she's asleep. She like does this snoring that you know isn't her snore.
Yeah.
And then Mina, my aunt, would like hear her going, like, getting out of bed. And she goes into the kitchen. And Mina will come in at about 7 a.m. and she'll be on the iPad and she's like, I just woke up. I mean, I know
my
she didn't,
God.
like,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
But they're fantastic. They're
Yeah.
fantastic
My
to
brother
be around.
Jimmy used to do a similar thing. Like, he'd be getting ready for bed, and my dad would be like, "Jamie, did you go for a pee?" And he'd go into the bathroom and he'd go,
They're fabulous.
"Yeah,
like.
yeah." It's gas.
So why we're here today, obviously there's Niall from Book Hub Publishing.
Never heard of her. Who's
Have
her?
you never?
Don't know her.
Don't know.
And thank God he connected us, so thank you, and thanks
Yes.
to Niall.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you.
And Book Hub Publishing has published
Our book.
your book.
Our
first-
book. Our first book.
Tell me about the book.
Sinead.
I can't read.
I never learned to read.
We, a few years ago, we're big football fans, which is
Okay.
not like expected, I think, but we are big football fans. And a few years ago, when Wayne Rooney, I think, was it that he retired from international football, and we did a video about him because he was playing for Everton at the time, and Everton have always been our team, so that video kind of went a bit crazy and viral in the football world. So since then, we've always had like Michael's videos on how Everton are doing in the Premier League and stuff like that. So we decided just to write a book about all the crazy facts we think Michael thinks
Because every
about
time there's
football.
we do an Everton video, Michael will go off on a tangent about
Totally nonsensical and
things that never happened
Okay.
in Everton history. So
Yeah,
we thought,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
why not pop this up? Because like we have Willie Rooney.
instead of Wayne.
Michael thinks that
That's
Willie
mostly for
Rooney.
legal purposes.
yeah.
Okay.
Michael thinks that Willie Rooney he played for Ireland because the whole thing about Rooney was meant to play for Ireland in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then there's the great Pat O'Sullivan, a
Okay.
player
It's
that
totally
never
made up.
existed, but in Michael's mind he's one of the best players Everton ever had. And then there's the whole thing about the comparisons between the Republican movement and the Evertonian Socialist Republican movement.
Okay.
That I done a whole chapter on about them trying to break away from
Basically,
the Coppite
the IRA.
Empire. Yeah, basically they're trying to set
Wow.
up their own socialist republic. And
So how would you describe the vibe of the book? What is it?
surrealist comedy.
Bizarre.
Okay.
Yeah. Bizarre and surrealist.
And so if you were translating your comedy from, say, video and social media and stand up, and then you're translating that into a book, is that really hard to capture? Or is
No,
it?
not really.
No?
Like when I started getting into it, it's hard for Sinead, but it's more easy for me because I just go into Michael mode, and what would I say in the video? Like, it's
yeah.
just an elongated rant, because
Okay.
sometimes I'd like to do longer videos, but people have ADHD and
Yeah.
massive they can't. Like
Yeah.
30 seconds, you're lucky enough to get them paying attention
course.
for.
But it
So,
is
like, it's-
harder for me, I think, in not only the book but in
Because
the
you're the
sketches
straight
and stand-up,
man, so you
because
don't.
it's very easy for Stephen and Stephen's mind to just go off on a tangent as Michael, because I think that's an easier kind of skill to have. But whereas Kathleen, no, not in a negative way, and I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but for Kathleen I have to be very careful of how I portray the straight man and say
because
what everybody else
you couldn't
is
say
thinking.
what I'd say.
No, I'd be
get killed online.
Like I even try it once at our show. We do like a little thing about Kurt Cobain, and I say a joke about him, and people are like,
and
really?
and I'm like,
that's
well, how
became
come
part
when
of the
he,
joke now, where
when
she
he
says
it, it's hilarious, but when I say it, I'm like Satan.
and then you get the laugh from that.
I know,
because
but
people understand.
Would it be right in saying then that, say, your comedy relationship is dominant and submissive because you have to submit to what Farmer Michael...
It was like that in the beginning, but now Kathleen is the boss.
Okay, so you have the reign now.
Yeah.
I think so, 100%.
Okay.
Kathleen has the reign, and especially at our live shows.
Because if I have a big rant, I go, sorry, Kathleen.
Yeah, and especially at the live shows, like, Michael can't get his point across or tell any sort of story without Kathleen setting him up for it and then finishing it afterwards.
So it's like a yin and a yang.
The stereotypical straight man. She plays the straight man. I'm the idiot. You know, she speaks for what we both think.
Yeah.
And Michael speaks for the idiot. You know.
And so how does that translate then into your personal relationship? Am I allowed to ask that?
I'm the dominant one.
No, I think he is the dominant one because I am not Kathleen in real life at all. I'm terrible at making decisions. I'm terrible at looking after myself, and I would just I could be dead if it wasn't for Stephen looking after me, because I'm just terrible adult.
I suppose I'm more of the workaholic and more of the pusher. Like, we'd have kind of little arguments where I'll get upset that did you not share that on Twitter? And after spending like 4 hours in the morning doing this and
Say that on
no, but you know what I mean. Like, no, she usually does it, but then because like for me, like I work like 12 hours a day. It's constant. Like, it's constant. People think like, geez, you're so lucky you don't do nothing. You sit around all day and then do a show once a week or something.
No, but sure, you have to think about that.
Yeah, and in saying that, like, I wish I had the work ethic that Stephen has, and that's just not naturally in me. I prefer to go and ride my horse in the morning and then do some work with Stephen and then chill in the evening. Don't call me a horse. No. But it's just not in me like it is for him, but I do my best, and I'm very proud of all the work that he puts into it, because I wouldn't be able to live the life that I do without the work that he does.
But it seems like it works both ways. Do you know what? And that's and that's fab.
But she chills me.
I
hype her up and get her to work a bit,
and
she teaches me to kind of calm down and her like, let's just have a fucking day where we're doing nothing, which I find really hard, because I'll go home that evening and I'll get into a deep depression, because as you get a bit older, and as I'm getting a bit older, I'm starting to realise like I've probably 30 years so left to live on this earth. And like, I want to leave an imprint of my existence upon the world.
Of course.
So like, if I don't do something during the day, I get deeply depressed at night, thinking I didn't do anything today. I didn't like achieve anything. So like every day I feel every day is like so fucking important to leave a legacy of what you do. And
so does that come with, I suppose, drive and determination, or does that come with anxiety and depression that you're not doing enough?
A bit of both.
A bit of both.
And I suppose that I like
love it.
And I suppose just a bit of like, after my accident, when I came out of hospital, I was so driven then to like, I'm not dead. I got this chance.
Yeah.
Do something with it.
Make
you know
it
what I mean?
Can
so
we
I went back
talk
to college and all that and blah,
about
blah, blah.
that?
Yeah.
About the accident. Is that okay? Because
Yeah.
I don't know what happened or how.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a motorbike crash in 2005 and broke my neck and my back and a few other shitty little bones that don't really matter, I suppose. So I was paralysed from the chest down.
So paralysed from the chest down?
Yeah.
Like completely?
Yeah, no movement for a few weeks. And I started moving my middle toe on my right foot.
And was the prognosis that you would always be paralysed?
There was never. You always have these
now.
incomplete paraplegic.
Incomplete.
Like there's always these stories where people say the doctors said he'd never walk again. And like, doctors never say that. They will never say that. Unless it's complete spinal separation or whatever. They will never say that. So it was always like, we don't know, it's up in the air. So
And do you think that it was the care that you were given, or do you think it was yourself, or what was the factor that drove you on to be able to walk in here today?
I think both.
I think a bit of both. I remember
you got really great care in the NRH.
Yeah, and I always pushed it because like I'd go out in the wheelchair in the evening and I'd go into the wall and push myself back with my foot, and then push the wheelchair again.
So
And I stole the rollator thing on wheels, like a walking frame, and she said I could only use it in the gym during my physio classes. But I stole it and went outside. Amazing. And one of the nurses caught me in the car park, walking around the car park, and I'd done that with the crutches.
But sure, they couldn't really say give it back, could they?
Oh yeah, they did.
They rang their dad.
They rang my dad and everything. Yeah, because if I fall and bang my head or whatever, you know. Yeah. So I was kind of driven to like get back up on my feet. But saying that again, like people go, well, a lot of people then just like they don't do that and they just sit in a wheelchair. Yeah, well, I'd move them coming back. They wouldn't. Yeah. Like and then you're in that shitty grey phase where like there's always the carrot, the stick ahead of you, like, oh, you might walk again. Yeah. Whereas sometimes I think like if I was just complete paraplegic in the wheelchair, I'd be probably happier in a strange way because I wouldn't be in that gammy grey zone.
So I suppose what you're saying is
there's always hope, and hope is a dangerous thing when it doesn't come.
Yeah, I would have never thought about it like that, and I have goosebumps. And you're actually dead right, like. Yeah,
I read about a lot of research about people that are in my condition, and they were kind of the same opinion. Yeah. But then again, a person that is confined or a full-time wheelchair user would probably give everything they have just to be able to stand up on their own power. So
the grass is always greener, like, isn't it? Yeah. And I suppose I'm just wondering, does that affect, like, if you have a bad day, would that affect the relationship, or is it like yin and yang again, that you support Stevo, and if you have a bad day, you're like, I don't really get do this. Like,
I'd get down more now about a video that didn't exceed my expectations than I would about pain, because I'm so used to just living with pain now that it's
well, he works very hard in his physical kind of pain because he goes to the gym twice a week, and I've seen huge improvements with that, and he is very positive in the state that he's in. If that makes sense.
In an Irish sense, that the straight.
He's very, very positive, and I always say that I know it's absolutely terrible that what's happened to him, but at the same time it's a blessing in disguise, I think, because beforehand, like, in no offense, he was on a very destructive path of drink and drugs and things like that. Like, and I think
my brother asked me one day what would I be doing if I had survived the crash, and I said I'd be dead. Really? Because I would have had another crash.
Yeah. Are you serious?
Like, I was drinking heavily, I was
taking drugs,
and I still am very, very self-destructive, like, but
he's a very bad temper.
Yeah, but I don't.
Well, you probably couldn't get that past Farmer Michael if you didn't have the temper.
Exactly.
But I had to like just cut out every illegal thing I've ever done to be the normal I am today. Yeah. So I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't do anything, so it's... You
wouldn't, and did that stop straight away after the accident?
No, I kind of went back on the drink a few times, like I wouldn't...
You're only off the drink about 3 years?
4 years.
3-4 years.
I would, but then the times I would go drinking, it'd be like I wouldn't go drinking for 6 months.
And then you'd have a blowout, like...
Yeah.
It'd be a binge in like 24 hours.
Oh yeah, you and Ron had to come in the house and like rise me up out of bed. I just woke up one morning and it was shortly after my mother died, and I just like was drinking all that night, and then the next morning I got my brother to like, I was shouting at him to go in and get me a bottle of whiskey, drank a whole bottle of whiskey, and like I would have drank more if it was there. Yeah, like it's just, endless, like.
Yeah. But we ain't about that life no more.
No. And you do miss, you don't miss that kind of drinking, but you miss
going out with your friends, just
having 3 or 4 or whatever,
and getting that feeling of when you start getting tipsy, and just that little.
Once I get that feeling, then though I start to feel normal. Oh, this is what a person without depression, or this is what a person without anxiety feels like. I can relax here and I'm not worried about where's the escape route. Yeah. So then if I will drink more, that feeling will lessen. Of course. And the nice feeling will heighten.
And then the next day,
you don't want to come down from that, so you drink again. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or I'll drink so much that I'll wake up drunk. Yeah. The first thing I reach for is a can, or ring one of the lads, come on, we go off again.
And was there a point, do you drink?
I just drink, like I wouldn't go out drinking. I just have wine at my dinner.
A bit of wine or whatever.
No, we can't go anywhere.
Why?
You just get hassled
are you serious?
We'd never go to a nightclub. Like, you'll get someone coming up like, say something near your handicap.
Like, if I do go out, we won't go out together. Like, I go with my best friend at home.
And wear like a blonde wig or something.
Like Montana.
I just collect them later or something, because I don't, like, sometimes I feel if I go out with them or go into a place with them, then I'm kind of drawn attention and negative attention upon them, so I just like.
But I get a lot like when I'm not with him and I'm out and people are like, "Oh my god, you're Kathleen," and I'll put on like a fake accent. I'm like, "No, I don't know who you're talking about. Sorry." And
you look just like her.
No, that's not me. And then I just go, so it's easier.
Well, we've told all of them now.
No. Change my accent.
yeah. You'll have to wear like an extra layer of fake tan or something. Yeah. God, but why did you say negative attention? Is it majority negative?
No, well, the majority is positive.
At night it is.
But at night, when people have drink in them and stuff, they're just
It's always a certain age group and a certain dress group.
Really?
And they're horrible, like.
And maybe their intentions aren't to be nasty, but with the drink in them and stuff, they just become very aggressive, and we're almost like show puppets sitting in the car that we've been waiting for them to come around.
And they ask you, would you give us a lift up to Rard? And then you
that's another annoying thing. We're not taxi drivers.
or they'll stand in front of the car and start like shouting abuse. And it's usually something like you spastic handicapped or something like that, or you retard.
What the fuck is wrong with people? And are these
like
people...
if my brother was in the car at any of those times, like that, the person shouting that'd be getting murdered.
Like, but I'm just wondering. I mean, obviously there's fame. Like, you know, you guys are famous now. You're internet famous. Do you know what I mean? No, but you're
uncomfortable with it. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. Do you know,
to a degree of depression, right?
People say, "Oh, I'd love fame. I'd love money. I'd love this and that," and then it reaches a certain point, and apparently it's sounding like it's not all it's fucking cracked up to be.
I always thought as a child, like, I always wanted to be famous. Like, I love Britney Spears more than life itself, and I always wanted to be Britney Spears.
Yeah.
And then when she had her meltdown in 2007, I was like, that is so horrible, and I'd never wish that on anyone, and I'll always support her. And then I get like a fraction of the fame that Britney Spears has.
We live in a tiny
microcosm of what she has, and I feel the strain and the stress and the depression, and I'm like, I can't believe, you know, what she has had to go through.
But with regards to that, like, what is that part? Like, what makes somebody feel like Britney 2007? Like, what part of it is hard to deal with?
I think for me personally, it's being surrounded by thousands of strangers who think that they know you and think that they can touch you and take photos with you when I don't know any of them. Yeah. And they think they know everything about me and ask me loads of personal questions that I feel very uncomfortable talking about to people I don't know. Yeah. And just being surrounded all the time, but actually feeling really alone.
And isolated.
Yeah. And then management and publishers and promoters or whatever, like, making all decisions for you. And I think, like, I feel like sometimes we're trapped in this kind of bubble where we like to make our own decisions and do our own thing.
See, I don't mind that. I don't mind meeting people. I love hearing their stories and stuff. That side of it doesn't really bother me.
It's not that it bothers me either, though. It's just that, like, I'm not a very extroverted person, and I am very grateful of how many people we make happy and stuff, but it's just not in me to be all, oh, hi, nice to meet you, and tell
She's
me.
a miserable.
I'm not miserable.
Well, myself and my friend, we are actually on the way to Blind Boy last week, I was telling you, and we were on the bus, and she's definitely an introvert and I'm an extrovert. So the two of us sat there, and I was like, you're an introvert, I'm an extrovert. I was like, I had an event that morning, and like, I love being around people. I love an event. I get this energy that I can't explain. Like, and she was saying to me that for her, if she was to do that, she would need 2 days rest after it.
Yeah.
Oh, I would. Yeah.
I get that.
So
I hate people.
Do you?
I kind of hate people. Yeah.
Do you?
No.
Well, not really, but when you're doing what you do and you get constant like flows of hate, you end up kind of hating people because you always focus on the negative and you don't take the positive, because we've evolved to spot the line in the grass, so you get 1,000
it's like what Lady Gaga
comments.
said, if 99 people in a room said something positive and that one person said something horrible, you'd focus on that one person or 1%, and it ruined
and I get angry then.
I get upset.
Yeah. So.
And then how do you deal with that together then? Do you just sit at home and put on Netflix and just cuddle? Like, or am I just assuming that you're like...
I think we've...
Is that what they're calling the kids are calling it these days? Cuddling?
We've developed a thicker skin, I think, with things like that.
You definitely have.
Yeah, whereas like 3 years ago, we'd like almost actively like search for these people's homes. And
She'd ring me crying. Even when a video go viral, she'd get really afraid because she'd start getting loads of messages and emails from like newspapers and stuff, and it would freak her out completely, and I'd have to come over and I'd be there. It's grand. This is what we do. But she wasn't kind of used to it because initially I'd done it with my brother, but I'd be talking about my wife Kathleen, and then I dragged her into this work. And sometimes I'm apologetic to her, and I'm I'd be sorry for bringing you into this shit. I feel responsible.
I love
when she's
what
down
I do.
and stuff.
I just wish people were nicer in the world.
What did you do before the videos?
I worked in a pet shop.
Oh, that's so cute.
And I worked as a show jumping trainer,
amazing,
training young horses and stuff.
So do you still?
Oh yeah, I still
do
show jump regularly. I have a competition this Sunday and stuff. So that's kind of my number one passion is show jumping.
That probably keeps you grounded, and it probably keeps you.
100%. The fact that we all know animals are so important. The relationships you can have with horses really just keeps my head on my shoulders. And Stephen was an accountant.
What? You were an accountant?
I wasn't. I was studying accountancy, and then I done the video, 1 or 2 videos, and then I was like, do I really want it? I started getting recognised, and it started freaking me out, and I had to sit back for a while and go is this what I want to do for the rest of my life? I was writing satire. I was doing satire articles, and I was writing them for college. Campus.ie. I was their satire editor, so I was always doing articles like that, and then I kind of thought to myself, why don't I just do this full time?
So it was a decision that you made?
Yeah. I just enjoyed doing it.
I'm sorry now, I can't imagine you sitting
asking him for financial
in
advice.
a fucking office.
Yeah, I know.
2 plus 2
even
equals 4. I'm not good at math.
Even when I was doing the training, I was the cliched class clown. I was just always entertaining people and stuff. But I only do it when I get comfortable with people. Otherwise, I'm shy in a room and I'm very anxious. And a lot of comedians before, when we started doing initial stand up, they'd be like, he's a prick. Because I'd be off sitting on my own in the corner, but I'm off sitting on my own in the corner, struggling to breathe, thinking, will I ring an ambulance?
Really?
So.
And look at you now, though.
Yeah.
Oh, but I still get that way.
You still get that way?
I still get that way. I could leave here now, and within 5 minutes, I could be freaking out completely.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you anxious coming in here to meet me now today?
No, not really.
No,
okay. Not really.
Yeah.
I'm in a good.
But it'll be later on.
Yeah, it depends on how.
You've got your show.
Yeah.
Shit,
Well,
sorry, I
we've
probably
a lot
just
to
gave
do
you a
today,
little anxiety bomb there.
Start talking about it. Comes to fruition.
Yeah. So look, I think that was a fabulous interview.
Thank you so much.
Are you happy with it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you for having us.
And we didn't even need to take our clothes off, Ramble.
Sure, look, we can take them off. It's fine.